Hello everybody, this is Craig Bennett, the founder and owner of Tech Reviews and Help. And today I'm going to show you some things I use NFC tags for. The first thing I use NFC tag for is to open applications and to change settings. For example, when I wake up in the morning or whenever, if I'm in my bedroom, I just scan this NFC tag and it opens up the weather, the news, and whatnot, and it changes my settings to my preferred settings when I'm in the house, and I'm able to go on my way. The next one I'm going to show you is when I'm in my car. One of the things I use my NFC tag for is for in-car settings. When I get in the car, I just scan it, and it says it found tag, there's all the settings, and so on. It toggles the Wi-Fi on and off, so it's off right now. Scan it again, and it found it again, toggled it, and shortly my Wi-Fi should be showing. The reason why I wanted to toggle the Wi-Fi on and off is if I go to a store, the Wi-Fi is on there, I'm not using my data plan, and if I leave it on while I'm driving, the battery gets used more, and since there's no Wi-Fi on the road, then there's no point of having that on. The next thing I'm going to show you is a NFC tag I got for my house. When I'm at work, either being at a office or manufacturer, I usually have a NFC tag that's either in a locker or on a desk, depending on where I work. And it could be something as simple as this keychain or as simple as this sticker. And I don't have the one with me, but it's a sticker like this one. It's on a piece of paper. It says work NFC, and that way I know where it is, and I have to keep track of a keychain, because the keychain is a lot smaller than a regular piece of paper. But I programmed this, has the same settings as my work, and all I have to do is come up, and it changes all my settings to what I would prefer at work. That way I don't have any surprise calls, notifications, and whatnot going off when I'm near the boss, and I don't have useless distractions that can get me fired or in trouble. And this is highly preferable for most people to actually have something like this. There's a few applications out there that does this, but I found with most applications that depend on GPS location, the GPS location tends to fail once in a while. So this is a great backup, or just flat out just use this. Now if I'm in other people's cars, for example, with family members, a spouse, friend, or whatever, and I travel around with them a lot, I might have an NFC tag. I don't want to really barge in someone's car to show you this, so I'm just going to show you on this programmable NFC tag that I got from Tag4Droid, and what I use in other people's cars and also my car is a sticker like this. I pull up the dashboard, or put it on the center console or something like that, somewhere where you can't see, and I put it under the dashboard or somewhere, that way you can't see it, but you know it's there, you can scan it right through it. But a word of advice: before you stick it, you need to scan it, and before you pillet, and that way make sure that the NFC works through the material, and you can actually use the NFC every time without having to struggle. And here's an example. I'll just go up to wherever I stick it. And it detect other people's cars, and it's doing all the presettings, toggle Wi-Fi and whatnot. And I highly advise anyone to do this with any car that they ride in. That way you're saving battery on your phone, and it adds an actual feature to someone's car. But I also highly advise you get permission before you stick it in someone's car, and try to recognize how often you ride in their vehicle and how many vehicles you ride in, because while NFC tags are cheap, it's about $1 to $2 depending on how many you buy at one time and where you buy it. It can get very expensive if you're riding in a bunch of vehicles, and you have to put one in the front seat and one in the back seat and so on. Another example I can give on NFC tags is dishwashers, washing machines, and so on. What you do is you have a weatherproof indoor-outdoor NFC tag. You can stick it on a dishwasher or so on, and every time that you're about to or just started washing dishes, washing clothes, or drying clothes, you just come up to the NFC tag, and here's an example. You come up to it recognized it, and I'm not really sure if you can see it, but it says dishwasher, it says alarm, and let me show you the alarm for 3:16 p.m. The way you can do this is you need to set up the NFC tag via NFC task launcher, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I got my dryer, dishwasher, and clothes washer. All I have to do is set new task, action, alarms, and set alarm, set timer, and so on. And the thing is outdoor tags usually hold virtually no information, around 100 or 100 bytes, and that's only enough to hold the actual alarm setting. Set alarm for 30 minutes from now, set alarm for whatever minutes from now. And the best way to do this is take a stopwatch, go and try to figure out the longest setting on your machines and time it, and figure out, is it 30 minutes from now, it's 80 minutes from now, or so on, and then set that as the NFC tag. And for those, I would suggest just write them, because those settings are not going to change. When you go up to the dishwasher tomorrow or whatever, the amount of time it takes to wash the dishes or wash the clothes or dry the clothes or whatever you want to do, it's not going to change from day to day. So you might as well just write it as the longest time, set as alarm, say 30 minutes from now to 80 minutes now or so on, and that way you scan it after you start whatever you're going to do, or just before you start it, and once everything's done, the alarm will go off, tell you what you need to know. And you just got to remember what the alarm's for, and you're able to work efficiently. One thing I do advise is, for the longest setting, to set it about 5 to 10 minutes after the load or whatever it is done. That way you have a guarantee. Say for example you're doing dishes, you got a time that it will actually dry out. And same thing with clothes, you have a time where it settles and so on. If you have any questions on this, feel free to contact me. You can go to techreviewsandhelp.com and go to the contact us. My email is under that. It's a actual Tech Reviews and Help email. I'm not going to show this next part because I don't really have any X10 devices or so on, and but I can explain it very quickly. One of the other things you can use NFC tags for is, say for example, if you just got home, just like how I got a home tag on my garage door keypads, my key holders, and some other stuff. If I had X10 devices or some other devices and a Android application that controls the devices, the NFC tag will be able to scan the tag, or the NFC chip in the phone will be able to scan the tag. From there, the software, depending on how you program it, it will start the application, start the micro, and it will turn on your lights or whatever settings, turn on the TV, AC, or whatever it may be. And I heard of some people using this, but for something like this, you got to know what you're doing, and it's not cheap. If you look at the prices of X10s and other devices, if you're dealing with one or two devices, it's not that bad. But if you're dealing with the entire house and trying to automate it, you can spend $1,000 or so, and easy. And I heard of some people who spending up to $15,000 over their time, over about a 10-year period of time, to customize the house because they are trying to make it fully automated. Obviously, Android hadn't been around for that long, and in these cases, I heard of people doing that. They were using something called a HAL 2000. It's HAL 2000, and it's a home automation system. You can look it up. I don't have one, so I really can't get in detail, and I can't afford one. But it's something very interesting, and I'll advise just about anyone to look into seeing if they can do it themselves. But for the home automation system, I would just keep an eye out on applications and devices that you can use. One of the last things I wanted to cover that you can use with an NFC tag is two things really. You can, if you own a shop, you can put on posters or something to link it up to your website. And on top of that, there's devices out there where if you have an NFC device and you're in a unsecure area, you don't trust people at the gas stations or just around with your cars, you can use an NFC phone. There's a special spot on the car. You can either press a button or use a phone. It will unlock the gas tank door and go from there. I don't have one of those, and that takes a special car to do that. I think it's most newer cars out there, 98, can do that, but from my understanding, it's a pain to install, especially if your car's already modded. And where mine has a HUD device, modifications out through my car, I don't need an extra thing to do that. So I can't give you my personal opinions on that one way or another, but that's just one of the things I know you can use it for. This has been Craig Bennett from Tech Reviews and Help, and come visit the site. Leave comments on the video, let me know how I did, and if you got any suggestions or anything you want me to answer via video or text, which majority of my answers are probably going to be text because it's easier for me, then leave me an email or a comment.